That was some introduction. You've seen the title. I'm going to show you how we make this. All right, so here are my fresh ingredients with cilantro, dill, lemons, Vidalia onions, yellow sweet peppers, celery, carrots, spring onions. Oh boy. This is some healing for your body. And we're not done with the ingredients yet. Nope. We've got yellow Yukon Gold potatoes. Oh my, and you know when I go to the store, I got to pick out the juiciest, the biggest, the fattest pieces of ginger that I can find. Oh, this is healing. I also have here some Panch Paran spice, an herb made with mustard seed, cumin seed, fennel seed, fenugreek, and nigella. This is fresh, very fresh oregano. I have coconut milk, turmeric, EVOO. Those are bitter melon. And then I have my own homemade herb and spices in that jar. Coarse black pepper, pink Himalayan salt, celery salt, cardamom, and bay leaves. Here I have the bok choy with the flowers still intact as they are edible. Next I have some elephant garlic. I've got 2 of the large elephant garlic cloves and 5 of the small ones. So those are the ingredients for this soup. Do you not see all the love and the healing that's about to go down in this soup? All right, so the first thing I did was I took my garlic cloves, put them in a dish with some EVOO and pepper, covered it, and then I took my yellow sweet peppers, placed them on a cookie sheet, and put them in the oven 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. Now I'm getting my beets together. I have 4 parts water and 1 part vinegar, apple cider vinegar, and sugar to taste. Use your sweetener of choice. Now I'm juicing my lemons for the soup. This is really the main ingredient for this soup. I normally get this soup at the Greek restaurant, but I wanted to try and make it on my own. So I juiced my lemons and I ended up with about 1 2/3 cups of lemon juice. I cut up some carrots and now I am cutting up some Vidalia onions. Now I'm chopping up some ginger and I will make a paste out of the ginger. I am also making a paste out of the garlic. That's why I put the garlic into the oven to soften it so that I can mash it into a paste. I'm taking my mortar and pestle and mashing my garlic, I'm sorry, not the garlic, but the ginger into a paste. Here is the garlic, and I'm just,
It's
as I
10
mentioned,
o'clock.
it never fails. That always happens, right? But anyway, I am mashing up the garlic into a nice, soft paste. I was so tempted to just eat this right out of the bowl, but I had to refrain and not do that. Anyway, here is the cilantro, and I'm just going to rough chop a little bit of this cilantro to go into my soup, and I've already chopped up my celery. Now I am going through my bok choy and just removing the leaves from the stems, and in some instances I am holding on to the flowers because you can eat the flower as well. Now I'm just folding over my bok choy, and once I've done that, I'll just give this a chiffonade cut. You can cut this any way that you like to. For this particular recipe, I chose the chiffonade cut for this particular soup. I chose to cook my potatoes outside of the soup. So what I did was I made what most people call hash browns out of these potatoes, and all I used were the gold Yukon potatoes, EVOO, salt, pepper, and oregano. So here is everything that I need that's going to cook in the soup, and those are my carrots, the potatoes cooked outside of the soup, the spring onions, the Vidalia onions, the celery, the garlic, the cilantro, and the ginger. Also the sweet yellow peppers, and look at that garlic paste. Doesn't that look delicious? Oh goodness. And when you get that juice from the sweet peppers, hold on to that because you're going to add that to the soup as well. And there's the lemon juice and my bok choy. And I'm saving the lemon peels to do something else with those later. So I have everything prepped and ready to go for the soup. So first I took a few tablespoons of Avgolemono, added them to my pot. Now I'm using my tempering seeds to start my soup base. I also added in my homemade herb and spice mix. Once the seeds started to pop, then I added in my onion and celery and gave it a stir until all the onions and celeries were coated with my herb and spice mix and Avgolemono. This is what starts your soup stock. And I wanted you to see exactly how easy it is to make your own vegetable soup stock. It's just this easy. It really is. Now I'm adding in the carrots, and I'm going to give it another stir and let it hang out for a couple of seconds. Then I added in my cardamom and some water just to get a steam pot kind of going. Not much, just maybe a cup of water, 2 cups of water. And then I'm going to add in the lemon juice. Here you saw me add in 1½ bay leaves, and there goes the lemon juice. Yes, I had to put this on slow mode. Look at the lemon juice. Doesn't it look so good? So fresh. This soup, oh, this soup is such a healing source. If you are sick, if you're not feeling well, if you need me a pick-me-up, this is what you want. Oh, but just look at that lemon juice going into this recipe. This deserves some applause. Don't you think so? Thank you, thank you. Please be seated. Anyway, now I'm adding in my turmeric and being very generous with it. I'd say it was about a tablespoon of turmeric. Turmeric also has a number of healing qualities. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know what they are, but I hear people talking about it all the time. I've watched a few videos, but I couldn't tell you. I just can't tell you. Anyway, I am taking the juice that was made when I put these 2 yellow peppers in the oven, and I'm adding that to the soup to kind of sweeten it up, because when you put these peppers in the oven to roast them like this, you get this kind of a sweet juice that comes from the peppers. So we're adding that to the soup also. Now I'm adding in the bok choy. Next comes the cilantro. Again, more healing qualities. And then after that, I added in the spring onions. I took about 2 teaspoons of the garlic paste here and added that to the soup as well. If you want it more of a paste and more creamier, you can do it in a food processor instead of in the mortar and pestle. And you see how thick the soup is already? Here I'm adding in all of that garlic. Oh, yes, all of that garlic. OMG. Okay, garlic is good for the lungs, good for lowering, according to what they say, good for lowering the blood pressure. And look at how thick this soup is already. I've not added any thickeners to it yet. Now here is the sweet yellow peppers that I put into the food processor, and I poured both of the peppers that were mixed up in that food processing cup into the soup, and I'm going to stir that in and incorporate it well into the soup. It was just, oh gosh, it smelled so Next, heavenly. I'm adding in some coconut milk. I'd say about 2 cups of coconut milk. And now giving it a good stir. This is coming together so nicely. Next, I'm adding in not 1, but 2 boxes of the pearled couscous. Now you can make this a thin broth, or you can make it a thicker, more heartier broth. I wanted it a little bit thicker, so I decided to take a potato that I had already roasted in the oven and put it into the food processing cup along with some coconut milk, not even to cover it. And then I placed it on the food processor to get a nice creamy consistency. And now I'm adding my creamy potato to the soup, and I will stir this all together to give it a nice thick and creamy consistency. Now what I learned afterwards was that I really didn't have to do this step, because as the couscous sits, it starts to expand and swell, and much of the wheat gets released into the liquid, and the soup will thicken.
It's 10:30.
It never fails. The soup will thicken on its own based on the couscous that you put in there. But it was okay. I just added more water until I got the consistency that I wanted. Voila. This is what I got. A bowl of healing. It was lemony. It was delicious. It felt good going down. Let me tell you, if I were sick and wanted someone to prepare something for me, this would have to be it. This was so good. It was so healing. It felt so good going down. You don't have to eat much of this to get the healing effect, I'm telling you. So this is I Am the Sassy Green Garden Diva, bringing you the Avgolemono soup, or lemon soup, or also known as my love potion for healing. Stay close, stay tuned. I'll see you soon, God willing.